This is Hino's Sport, bringing you that heat and that fire. All right, y'all. Got to give credit where credit is due, man. Salutes to Tom Ross TV, man. You came out with it, so hey, when somebody come out with it first, got to give credit where credit's due. Jesse Robinson. I like that video that you put out because it exposed a lot. See, this is the thing, and shout outs to, you know what I'm saying, JP Gordon. That's his name, JP Gordon. He came out with that phrase, the Errol the True Spence phrase. I like that one. When all else fails, I got that grit. Let me say it again. When all else fails, I got that grit. You guys have to understand, man. Errol the True Spence is a fighter that when he says when all else fails, again, number 3, the number of confirmation, I got that grit. That means that I'm going to apply unlimited pressure of the tactical aggression, the technical punching placement, and the body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style. When all else fails, I'm going to hit the gas on the pedal and keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. And keeps the foot on the what? On the necks. That's what he's going to do in the ring, man. Because he understands grit. What does the terminology grit mean? What does the word grit mean? It means being a dog. It means never buckling under pressure, never letting pressure burst your pipes, becoming best friends with pressure, man. That's what Errol the True Spence is talking about. Understanding that when you're in a high degree of difficulty, you still make sure that you don't remove yourself from center line mass. Errol the True Spence is a fighter that will not buckle under pressure. His degree of difficulty is high. So when you see a trainer like Jesse Robinson come out and say the things that he said about Spence will beat up Terence Crawford, easy work, there's a reason for that. Because you have what we call reverse bias, aka detractors, panders. And then you have what's called real boxing experts, people that understand the sport and understand what's really going on. See, what people have to understand is here's how Errol the True Spence is going to systematically break down the Terence Crawford. As Jesse Robinson eloquently stated, Errol the True Spence don't take no breaks. So when Terence Crawford takes breaks in between his punches, because he does, Terence Crawford takes a lot of breaks, and this is why he's able to get touched up. Case in point, look at his most recent fight. He fought a guy that was 262 days on the shelf, a la Green Bean Machine or Green Mean Machine, 103 days away from being 365 days from the shelf. Look when Terence Crawford was taking breaks in between the fight. He was getting touched up because Green Bean Machine or Green Mean Machine was doing a snippet of what Errol the True Spence does. He was tagging up Bud on relentless pressure. There's a game plan on how to beat Terence Crawford. It's the Errol the True Spence game plan. The problem is Green Bean Machine or Green Mean Machine doesn't have the unlimited Energizer Bunny stamina that Errol the True Spence had. This is why he was only able to knock down Terence Crawford within 3 rounds. I told you guys, Terence Crawford is a chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. He can't go against Errol the True Spence because I did this a long time ago. I went ahead and looked at film study on Errol the True Spence and film study on Terence Crawford. And you know what became prevalent? Terence Crawford is not durable. He's not built big and for tough. Errol the True Spence is big, durable, and built for tough. He's sturdy. The Sean Porter fight told you everything you needed to know. Again, eloquently going back to Jesse Robinson. What did he say? And the prediction king strikes again. And the prediction king strikes again. Dude, he knows the sport is always having his thumb in the needle on a damn situation. I told you guys, Errol the True Spence was out punching Sean Porter. Do you understand how hard that is? Sean Porter is an ineffective, aggressive style fighter, but this man throws punches everywhere. And Errol the True Spence was even out punching him. His punch rate was even more than Sean Porter. But you know what was the single lining difference? Because I made a 100-part series of Errol the True Spence will bulldoze Sean Constipated Porter. And he did. He just bulldozed him via beating him in his own style of out-brawling the brawler. That's what he did. And what did Errol the True Spence did? He showed you tactical aggression versus Sean Constipated Porter's ineffective aggression. Let me say it again. He showed you tactical aggression versus Sean Constipated Porter's ineffective aggression. There's a reason why I call Sean Constipated Porter, because he's constipated in the sense that he does not throw the right punches. Jesse Robinson alluded to that. He said Sean Porter was every bit in the fight. The problem was Errol the True Spence was tagging him up with accurate shots that set the knockdown up. Who said that, dog? He knows his sport, bringing you that what? That heat and that fire, and keeping the foot on the what? On the next. And keeping the foot on the what? On the next. This is why I like when He Knows His Sport talks, because every time I say something, notice the professionals, the connoisseurs, the purists always back up everything that I say, because I'm stating the most common sense and stating the most obvious. If you go back and watch that fight, you know what I mean? People came back to me and said, damn, He Knows the Sport, you got to give. You see things in one time that I have to see in 2 to 3 times. Let me say it again. You see things in one time that I have to see in 2 to 3. So imagine if I see it 2 or 3 times. That means it would take you 100 times to see what I see in 2 to 3 times. I told you guys, Errol the True Spence systematically broke down Sean Porter. And you know why? Because Spence doesn't take breaks. So when he fights Terence Crawford, this is how this fight translates. You have to look at who can be more sturdy and who can dish out more punishment. This is what this fight is going to boil down to. When Errol the True Spence fight Terence Crawford, he ain't playing with that dude. He's not doing all of this fancy boxing shit. He's going to punish him and he's going to stop him. This is why he looked at Terence Crawford dead in his face and said, you're too light on your ass. I will straight up stop you. And there's a reason why Jesse Robinson alluded to the fact that Errol the True Spence is like the Shredder, hence his new name, Errol the Shredder Spence. It's because Errol the True Spence is an obliterator in the ring. Let me say it again. Oof, that was so deep and profound. Let me rewind that, because that needs to marinate in the corpus callosum and in the cerebellum. Hear me and hear me. Wow. No. In Black Mamba fashion. Hear me and hear me. Wow. Errol the True Spence is his own version of Black Mamba. And he adopts the Mamba mentality in the boxing ring, in the square circle. Because Errol the True Spence will never let up. He's going to outwork you. And like his vernacular, like JP Gordon gave me, when all else fails, because this is Errol the True Spence terminology, I got that grit. Meaning I'm going to do everything in that ring to make sure that I out-energizer bunny you. I keep coming and coming and coming. This is how fighters lose under the mighty blows of Errol the True Spence, Manonia, a la the truth. Because remember, there's no lies in his damn fist. He's the truth for a reason. Because Errol the True Spence systematically breaks you down with tactical aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style. There's a reason why it's called the punishment style, because it's a levying onslaught, meaning you're going to continuously get beat up. The same Jesse Robinson said Mikey Garcia got hit everywhere. When Errol the True Spence hit him and punched him, he threw shots at every direction. This is why Mikey Garcia has been reduced to nothing but a what? A Uber, Lyft, and hold up. Hey, taxi, Tijuana cab driver fighter. This is why Jesse Vargas is going to embarrass Mikey Garcia, because Mikey Garcia is a shell of himself. When Errol the True Spence is landing punishment on you, you are no longer the same fighter. Like Derrick James said, you go 12 rounds with Errol the True Spence. If you make 12 rounds, you are no longer the same, because Errol the True Spence hits you everywhere. Terence Crawford has proven he's not sturdy. Gamboa stanky legged him. Damn near green bean machine dropped him. Jose Benavidez, one-legged variation, was touching him upstairs and downstairs like nobody's business. Indago hit this man with 2 or 3 body shots. So imagine when Errol the True Spence started levying that onslaught of tactical aggression, technical punching placement, and body snatching work, the levying onslaught of the punishment style. When the punishment is levied, Terence Crawford has no chance but to get on one freaking knee and admit defeat. He may not want to admit defeat verbally, because he has that hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Hit me, I'm going to hit you back. Hit me, I'm going to hit you back. But guess what's going to make him admit defeat? It's this version. That chihuahua barking behind the damn fence. When that aspect of him comes out, it's going to force him to get down on one knee, because while he's taking breaks, Errol the True Spence is going to continue to work. And this is how he's going to beat Terence Crawford, by outworking him. Remember, you heard it here first. This is He Knows the Sport. Checking out.